Okay. Okay, sorry everyone again. I will officially call the meeting to order at 10:06 a.m. Beth, can you call the roll?
I will call
Rebecca?
roll and Beth will mark. Thank you. Anthony Austin,
Present.
Mick Jacobson,
Here.
Pam Leffler,
Here.
Diane McNulty,
Diane, we can't hear you.
Hang on,
oh, we can hear you now.
here.
Sarah Murray.
Here.
Brian Shepherd.
Here.
Heidi Smith will not be joining us. For guests, I have Jeannie Dilger. And from CCS, we have Rebecca Malinowski, Deborah Wishmeyer, and Beth Stoneburner.
Any additions to the agenda before we proceed? No? Okay. Public comment? Members of the public? Consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
This is Brian, so moved.
Second, Diane.
Or Rebecca, can you call the roll?
Austin,
Yes.
Jacobson,
Yes.
Leffler,
Yes.
McNulty,
Yes.
Murray,
Yes.
Shepherd.
Yes.
Okay, so moving on to business, approval of the meeting transparency practices. I know we discussed these at our last meeting and there was a few changes that we wanted made, and CCS staff have done that. So we would like to officially approve the transparency practices. Do I have a motion to approve those?
I'll make a motion to approve the transparency practices.
Yeah, a second.
This is Anthony, second.
Can I just clarify that we're, per the bylaws, we have to recommend them to governing board and governing board has to approve them. So the motion, Sarah, are you making the motion on page 12?
I will amend the motion to recommend the approval of the transparency practices to governing board.
Okay.
And Anthony, your second is still okay? Okay, great.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, my I'm looking right at the recommended motion too. Great, so any other discussion before we vote on recommending? Great, okay. Rebecca, can you call the roll?
Austin,
Yes.
Jacobson,
Yes.
Leffler,
Yes.
McNulty,
Yes.
Murray,
Yes.
Shepherd,
Yes.
and Smith.
Great. Potential members. I'm assuming everyone read the packet and read Rebecca's notes about that. Rebecca, is there anything else you want to add?
I have no additional information.
Does anyone have any questions for Rebecca regarding Warren Newport's potential joining?
Are you sensing any cold feet?
No, I don't think so. Ryan was pretty clear that he's got his deputy director is gone and then like 2 other positions. So he's just trying to like, you know, put out the fires that need immediate putting out.
Okay.
Any other questions for Rebecca before we move on? No? Okay, July governing board. Again, I am assuming that everyone has read Rebecca's comments regarding our upcoming governing board meeting in July. I know that we've had a lot of discussion about this since the start of the pandemic, or since things started getting better and then got worse and got better, got worse. So we right now are scheduled to have an in-person meeting in July for governing board. There is some concern because I believe the county that Huntley is in, as well as Cook County, we're at a high community, what do they call it? High community COVID-19, not even risk. I don't even know what the full phrase is. So I know for myself, I would be happy to meet virtually again. I know when we decided to meet in person, we were at a slightly different place with COVID. So your thoughts?
From my reading of the memo. Rebecca, you're recommending that we meet remote, is that correct?
That's correct.
So I guess based on that, I'm comfortable accepting the recommendation of Rebecca as the director that we meet remote. I honestly, I could go either way personally. My board here has decided to go back to meeting remote, and we're meeting remote next week. And so I don't have a strong preference either way, but I'm going to defer. I'm personally would defer to the executive director making that recommendation. And so I'm comfortable meeting remote.
As I am, I'm perfectly happy to meet remotely as well. At my library, I've had several staff members that have gotten COVID, and a few of them have gotten very sick, even being vaccinated and boosted. So, you know, we've gone back to all staff requiring wearing masks, those kinds of things. So I would also defer to Rebecca. So is there anyone that wants, I mean, is there anyone that feels really strongly that we need to meet in person?
I will just say I miss all of you very much.
Sarah, you're kind of breaking up. What? I'm sorry.
I said I miss you all very much, but I think it's reasonable to meet first.
So then, should we vote on this or just say that we have agreed that we will meet virtually in July for governing board?
I think we can just say that, I mean, as board president, Pam, you technically get to decide. So we can send that notice out.
As board president, I am deciding that we will meet virtually for the July governing board, obviously watching what happens with COVID for the next governing board, the next executive committee meetings, those kinds of things. So for July governing board meeting, we will meet virtually. And then Rebecca, I'm assuming you will send that out to all the directors.
Yes.
Great. Okay. Innovative updates. Rebecca, do you have anything that you want to add, or Deborah, anything you want to add about innovative?
Yes, so I just got a little squirrely about putting it directly in the packet, but I'm going to say it in a recorded meeting. I think it's really I think it could be a really good opportunity for CCS to have a live version of BiblioCommons in our consortium, as well as a live version of Vega to test and compare. So, you know, we still haven't committed to, you know, giving Innovative any money for Vega. We do still think it's a really good product, but they are, again, behind on the promise development. So we had originally said, you know, if they were behind come June, we would maybe drop the program. In talking with Deborah, she has pulled back on that sort of like active planning and like doing a lot of active work, but we're still attending the meetings, and it feels like a manageable workload for the benefit that we could get out of continuing to enhance the product, and then again comparing it based on CCS specific data and needs.
Okay. Any other comments or questions about this? I think that what you've outlined in the packet is a good idea. You know, we'll still continue to be part of it, but as long as we haven't put any money towards it, and staff aren't kind of, I don't want to say wasting their time, but, you know, spending a lot of time on something that we're not getting yet.
Well, you said having Vega and BiblioCommons at the same time would be beneficial. We're not close to having Vega, like an instance of Vega and instance of BiblioCommons at this point, are we? Or am I misunderstanding?
Well, so Glenview is working on their BiblioCommons implementation, and they are, as far as I know, still hoping for like a December, January launch. So they will have like a Glenview BiblioCommons that is limited to Glenview stuff. But then, you know, if a patron does a search and they don't find what they want, they can click a button to search all of CCS still in BiblioCommons.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, by January, you know, probably earlier, we'll have a test version of that we can look at. We do have access to Vega now. It's just the consortial features are not already. So, but we can compare like the search algorithms and things like how are the search results? How is the layout looking? We have Vega, we just don't have it in a place that will be usable in a live version.
Okay. That makes sense. We don't have Vega, I thought, but,
Yeah, no, we
but-
have a Vega instance. It just like doesn't work for our needs at this time.
okay.
Any other comments or questions regarding Innovative? and Vega?
I would just add, it's come up, there's a couple of tickets open, it sounds like, including from Morton Grove Pam about Orange Boy Savannah integration and trying to streamline that a little. So I have reached out to Orange Boy to get some more information, and hopefully we can go with a tighter integration that originally CCS and Innovative had concerns about, but now Innovative's like, yeah, just give it to them. So Deborah's pulled me in so we can hopefully get that moving and resolved for those libraries.
Okay, great, thank you.
And I'm happy to take questions on any other Innovative or ILS stuff in the packet.
Okay, moving on to reports, president's report. I don't really have anything beyond that. This is my last meeting as a president, so it's been fun, obviously. The CCS staff makes this role really easy, so thank you to CCS staff. So Secretary Diane, anything?
No, no report.
Treasurer Mick?
Also my last meeting as treasurer. I've been here a while and I won't be carrying on. So it's a pleasure working with all of you in CCS. And I don't know if Beth is listening in, but Beth is wonderful, of course, and Rebecca and everybody else. So thank you for making this time as easy as you did.
Committees and groups. Anything, Rebecca, Deborah, that you want to add to the written report?
Happy to answer
Mhm.
questions.
Questions? Okay. Rebecca, anything you want to add to your written report? Or does anyone have any questions for Rebecca regarding her report?
Any questions? No, I would just add, again, my thanks to our outgoing executive committee members for their flexibility and guidance over these tumultuous times. I'm excited about the new slate. Sad to see the existing folks cycle off, but I feel really lucky to have a board that is so chock full of talented and smart people to help guide CCS. Also, not listed in my report because I just approved it yesterday, after many supply chain issues, CCS has officially ordered new staff laptops. So the capital line, as you'll notice in the financials, is pretty significantly underspent, but we just bought 3 years worth of laptops for everyone. So we're finally starting to catch up on some of that. And Orange Boy, Vega, that was it. Those were my additional notes.
So any other comments, questions before we officially adjourn? No? Again, my apologies for the lateness of logging on. Anyway, if there's nothing else, I will officially adjourn the meeting at 10:19 a.m. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you all.